had a truly incredible conversation last night during one of the private lessons that I was teaching, and I wanted to talk to you about it. It has to do with the fact that us as follows in the partner dance world, we have so much power. We have so much power that we can contribute. The topic was on if a more experienced follow is dancing with, like, say, an uncomfortable, inexperienced, or maybe a not confident lead, then there's this like untrue assumption that it would be a boring or uncomfortable dance. And they complained about the fact that, oh, well, I just need a lead that knows how to lead in order to have a fun dance. And that's not necessarily true. Like, you have so much power. And this was in reference to country two-step and other closed position style dances like waltz and such, but this can be applicable to pretty much any dance style or any kind of pattern. And it's very incredible how much influence follows have. So, like, one thing I talked about was, if we as follows go back to the day one roots of our partner dance classes, like super day one, level one and stuff, and the rules that we should follow as general dancers in general to have autonomy, control, safety, nonverbal communication, and such forth, we can influence patterns, turns, frame, connection, ideas, next steps, and so much more. If we think, for example, expansion in our ribs and our armpits and our collarbones in like a circular fashion or like a hula hoop fashion, 360 degrees, not just opening up our chest because that's weird, right? As opposed to fixating our muscles. It's hard to show it here, but like you're pushing or you're pressing, contracting, like you're contracting your minor pecs, you're extending through your triceps, and you're contracting your triceps, and you're like pushing away, or you're like pushing through your traps and pushing into that. Like, it doesn't really work. But if you think expansion, you think openness, you think big balloon energy, then you can actually encourage your lead, regardless of their level, to also do the same. And it's more communicative. It creates more connection or frame with your lead as well, which is pretty nifty that you can influence that. So if you're struggling with that with your lead, you can do that and it will change them. Another concept we talked about was, if we as follows utilize torso rotation. Necessarily our hips are moving because our hip bones determine the direction of our walk, because we got to walk in a certain direction, so your hip bones are still going there. So if you rotate just your upper body, or you use your scapula and expand outward in your scapular area, you can actually encourage different movement patterns, like going into a promenade position. That was something that we talked about, which is super cool, because these subtle movements of your own rib cage as a follow can change the pattern work for the lead, and they don't have to think as much as well. Another example I gave was, if we as follows are responsible with our prepping motion, and I don't mean like being obnoxious about it, like I'm prep, like that's just weird. Don't be weird about it. But if you're always helping out by saying, okay, like saying quick, the two-step, quick, slow, you're prepping your whole side body in a subtle way, you can actually encourage the lead to go into a prepping motion to put you into a turn or something similar. If you're obnoxious about it and make it super big and weird, then you're obviously back leading, which is not nice. That's whereas if you use these mechanics that you should be doing anyways as a beginner dancer up into advanced champion level dancers, they always prep their bodies for a turn that may or may not happen, because you never know when the lead is going to do something. If they're good, they'll let you know early, but sometimes they're like, yay, and I'm like, right? So you got to prep your body. So if you do that, that can create opportunities for turns without them forcing it, right? And you can encourage that. If we as follows do our due diligence in putting our weight in the appropriate spot, like if you take your sternum and your spine and shift your entire body weight to the inside lane of one foot, so that all of your weight is on one foot, then you're controlling where your body is in space. Whereas most of the time, us as dancers, we get a little lazy, we get a little bit trusting our partner to do the work for us. I know, especially when I'm not feeling 1000%, I will have my sternum and my spine in between both of my feet, and I'm trusting my lead will continue on with the quick, slow and country two-step, or 1, 2, 3 waltz, right? But if you're actually autonomous in your own behavior, and you're saying, here's all my weight on this foot, here's all of my weight on this foot, then you can actually influence it so that the lead is on time or on rhythm. Like if your lead is doing random rhythm and you're like, I don't know if this is a slow, if this is a triple two, if this is a country two-step, I don't know what is happening. You can actually encourage the lead to get on the same rhythm as the music you're supposed to be dancing to. Now, if your lead is good and they're intentionally doing that, like, let them, right? But if they're not a comfortable, confident lead, then obviously you can help them by being comfortable and confident yourself and putting yourself on that foot. It's such a subtle and cool way to get them on the same page. And they are like, why am I all of a sudden changing? They don't automatically think it's you unless you're being rude about it. And it's like, go. And it's like, that's kind of rude. But if you're subtle about it and actually are autonomous in your own behavior as opposed to being direct about it, then you can make strides in this dance, right? Obviously, as you get better and better as a dancer and you're more advanced, then you can control the when, the where, the why of how you're transferring your weight onto your feet. And that's cognitive, intentional decisions to create cool, advanced results. But like if you're talking about beginner dancers, like all you have to go back is level 1, day 1 stuff. You can help them be on time and on rhythm by being autonomous, right? And I think this is like just so freaking cool. I think this is a cool superpower that follows have, right? And there's so many more examples that we can do for novice plus follows that could actually influence any of these improv choreographies, because in choreography you're doing random patterns, and if your partner is just like staying in one spot and you're like, I'm bored, back to day 1 stuff, right? Day 1 basic dance mechanics. I really dislike when instructors say that like novice or beginner dancers are limited. Like, oh, well, you just need a better partner. No, you be the better partner. You go back to what you're supposed to do. Stop being lazy, right? Open up, nice long spine, belly button in. Put all of your weight on one foot. Be intentional with your movement. It's like if you truly go back to the roots of partner dance mechanics, you have so much power, but also more responsibility. And you can always learn new patterns from your patterns classes, but those new patterns originated from experimenting within the rules of movements and mechanics and communication of partner dance. So it's really cool that you can have so much influence, right? And I wanted to address that this is not hijacking, because hijacking is doing what you want whenever you want without prior communication with your partner. Hijacking is like rude and selfish because there's no ample communication between the partnership. Using physics, using biomechanics, using day 1, level 1 general dance laws of partner dance mechanics and creating an action to encourage certain reaction. That's not hijacking. And backleading is when you're being aggressive. You're being like, no, you must, I will do this. You're encouraging rudely, meanly, right? And it's not ample communication. With your torso rotation, if you're just like yanking your body into a prep movement, then that's rude, right? Whereas this is what I'm talking about is dance mechanics from day 1. And you're using it to encourage your partner to be a better dancer as well, right? It's really nifty because novice and beginner follows, you are just so incredible. You have so much power. You have so much capacity and capabilities. And I know there's so many mentors and instructors out there who's like, just follow, but it's like, that's a cop-out. That's a straight up cop-out, because when you understand the foundational rules of partner dance, and you do it in a safe manner and using your body, not just your arms and crap, because a lot of leads just arm lead, right? And I'm not talking about leads right this second, I'm talking about follows, but once you go back to the base roots, you have so much potential to be a part of the dance as a lead. I understand, I have been there where the urge to be like, I don't want to think, I just want to follow, I want to go wee while they spin me everywhere. Yeah, like I've been there. I am that. That you are me, I am you. Like we're together on that. It is so much fun. It is glorious. It is exhilarating to just go wee, right? But being a good, autonomous, confident, high level follow or dancer in general means not checking out. You got to stay locked in, right? We are dancing with a whole other human being. We are a part of the partner dance process. We're not ragdolls. We are a human being dancing with another human being to create a beautiful journey and physical expression of music on the dance floor. It's like our bodies are interpreting the music and we're sharing it with another human being. And yeah, being a follow is so amazing, but we aren't the only ones dancing in that moment. The lead is also there. We can't be selfish. And to say that the lead has to be the absolute responsible party for everything involved with partner dancing is just rude. It's rude and it's unacceptable. So it is our responsibility, even if we're newer or beginner dancers. As long as we go back to our roots, we go back to day 1 stuff, we're good. And if you can only dance with higher level leads and you just cannot enjoy any kind of dancing unless you're with a higher level lead, then you're not being responsible as an autonomous human being, accepting the role as a follow in your like 3-minute verbal dance contract, right? You have so much power. You have so much capacity. You have so many opportunities to make a difference in that like 3-minute dance. I'm not here to just follow, whatever that means, right? Right. It's a cop-out if they're like, just follow. Well, you would be doing all the things anyways if you were just following. You would be adding to the conversation anyways if you're just following. But I just wanted to share this because I thought it was a really nifty private lesson. But I thought it was really cool.